Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I just finished my first DP1 year, and that's why I thought that this would be perfect to give any of you guys new DP1 students some like tips and tricks and everything. Because honestly, I wish these kind of things I would have known earlier. Basically, I am going to section the video into 1, organization and time management, 2, academics and studying, 3, mental health and burnout prevention, 4, EE, IAs and TOK, and then number 5 is bonus tips and real talk. Let's get into the first thing, which is organization and time management. By the way, I have this all written down on my iPad, so that's why I'm always looking down. So first of all is to find a way that you should plan for yourself. So what I mean is, if you can, then write down on Sunday everything that you need to do for the following week. Obviously this, you will add more like stuff out during the week, but this will already help you manage your time and find an actual way. So you could use obviously like a planner, a notebook, or to-do list on your iPad or whatever, but find a way to plan with yourself and stick with that and don't change it that often. Because trust me, I've done that a few times, and I've had a physical planner, I've had an online planner, and then I end up missing a few dates because I don't remember where I put all the stuff down. So yeah, just find a way to plan and stick with that. Then the second thing is to set yourself weekly goals. So for example, let's say you want to find a topic for your math IA or so, then, you know, write that down to your weekly to-do list and do that if you can on a Sunday or a Monday, basically before you go to school, because I think that will just work better, because then you have like enough time to plan also, or just do it if you have a free period, whenever you have time basically. The thing is, do not procrastinate. And I know this is difficult. I am literally already procrastinating writing my EE, but we're gonna ignore that because, yeah, please notice that you don't procrastinate. I know that literally everybody told me to not procrastinate, but I end up doing it. I know this is sometimes kind of unavoidable, and I get that. I've been there so many times, as of right now, but we're gonna ignore that. So yeah, seriously, like if you can, do not procrastinate your IA, EE, TOK, whatever. Do not procrastinate those things, because you will be in so much stress at the end of DP1. I feel like the beginning of DP1 was low-key really chill for me, but until the second semester, that is when I really started to stress. And also, like my first draft of my EE and stuff and my AA, like I've written that in like 1 or 2 days because I was so stressed, and I sat down like the whole day, and you don't want to be that stressed. So what you can do is just, for example, to make it really chill for you, say like you do 1 hour of EE every 2 or 3 days. So it would be way more chill. Or if you want to have like a more productive day, then do it like 4 hours a day or something. But yeah, then keep your notes organized. So also find a way there to organize your notes. You can obviously do this in Google Drive or whatever. You can also do this physical. Just find a way to organize yourself. What I do is I have physical like folders, and then I also have notebooks for each subject. So that's how I keep myself organized. And obviously I have some online stuff, but I get that sent through Google Classroom, so I don't like do it through Google Drive. Yeah, then moving on to the second thing, which is academics and studying. First of all, you need to understand that in the IB, memorizing won't get you anywhere. You literally need to understand stuff. So for example, for ESS, I take ESS HL, there's no way, memorizing won't get you anywhere, because there's also no multiple choice questions and everything. So literally, you need to understand the questions. And this is one tip which I literally wish I knew earlier. I only found that out at the end of DP1. I have a big problem when it comes to test questions because I don't understand the questions, even though I know the stuff, but I don't understand it because I don't know how to answer the questions. And if you can find online, go to different, light was absolutely blinding me, so we're gonna ignore that. But if you can find like websites where you can, or even ask your teacher to give you the IB for that specific subject, the syllabus, because that will help you a lot. For example, for ESS, the questions, it gives like a lot of different things. It says in the questions, it says evaluate or discuss or whatever, and those are keywords you have to know. And that is one thing you need to memorize, because the thing is, I know the answer sometimes to the question, but then I get the question wrong because I didn't answer it in the way the IB wanted it. So that is only one thing that I found out at the end of the year DP1, which I wish someone would have told me earlier. So this is literally one tip for you, because that will literally save your life or your IB, I don't know. Next thing is make subject-specific flashcards and obviously notes. So whenever you're done with a topic or you are by a topic and have time, then write your flashcards, do your notes. Because the IB moves on so quickly, you won't have enough time to do enough notes by literally procrastinating that. And that is like, it's kind of chill to make flashcards and notes. You can watch a show or something. So literally do your notes and everything, or do them in class, I don't know, but do your notes and do your flashcards, because it will help you a lot at the end and even studying for a test. Yeah, next thing is use past paper questions when you study. And obviously, like I already said, look at all the questions for the discuss stuff and stuff, and like the evaluate and everything like that. Those are keywords you have to know. So by learning that, it will be way easier to answer past papers, trust me. And yeah, there are like a few websites you can use. For example, Save My Exams is really helpful. I don't have the premium version, but I have the free version that works for me. But there are obviously other websites. Yeah, you can also just search like IB past papers. You can even ask ChatGPT to give you past papers. So is mental health and burnout prevention. So first of all, this goes also into organization and time. The first thing, you have to understand that consistency is key, and doing work on one day for like 10 hours is not as good as doing, for example, 5 hours a day. And then, for example, if you have like holidays and you want to do like 5 hours a day, is better than doing like 2 days of 10 hours a day, which is not good, because you'll get burned out so quickly, and you can literally be totally fine one day and be so tired the next day, and you can't study every single day if you do that. So obviously, if you can do that, then that's great for you, but for me, realistically, that doesn't work. Yeah, and also find a way to keep your hobbies and everything. And if you can, for example, for CAS, just implement those hobbies. And for CAS, for example, for creativity, I just literally my hobbies, for example, for creativity, I do cooking and baking. And what you can just do is you can literally just, every time you bake or cook, post a picture and put it into ManageBack and add that in. It's so easy. It will save you a lot of time, rather than finding a new thing that you should actually do. Or if you want to start a new thing and you really wanted to do that, and now you have the perfect opportunity for CAS, then that's great, then do that. Or for example, for activity, if that's a normal sport that you already do, just log that in. Okay, next thing is prioritize sleep. And I know the IB, I know a lot of people say that you won't get enough sleep, but I think that's mostly in DP2, because for me, I've gotten my solid 8 and 9 hours of sleep every single day, and I'm fine. But I'm still really tired every single day, but it's okay. But yeah, also one thing that you should know, rather than studying the day before a test, go to sleep rather than studying the day before the test, because just do it in the morning or so, because generally you will be so tired and you can't focus, and trust me, it's better to just go to sleep early. Moving on to number 4, EE, IAs, and TUK. So as soon as you get told what the EE is, the introduction and everything, your IA, start picking out your topics for that. That will save you so much time in the long run. Trust me, that will save you so much freaking time. Find a teacher as quick as possible, because for my school, the teachers were all the students were so had teachers so quickly, including me, obviously, because that is one tip that I've gotten early on. But yeah, generally find a teacher you can have for your EE as soon as possible, because that is so important. It will save you a lot of time and energy in the long run. And as soon as you find out, okay, so plan is, As soon as you find out what your EE is, what an EE is, whatever, find a teacher, find a topic. Well, first of all, find a topic and then find a teacher. And then as soon as you have a teacher and your topic got approved, then start by looking at things like websites, looking through websites you can do. And for example, like the first month where you find out what it is, go through like all the different websites and make notes for that, write down all the sources directly when you use them, because trust me, that will save you a lot of time in the long run. And I know that there are people that didn't write down the sources and that spent like 2 days after, or not 2 days after, that spent like 2 days individually finding all the sources again. So trust me, just write down all the sources you can directly. Start earlier than you think you do, than you think you need to do. Does that make sense? Because even if it's just like getting out a document and writing down all your ideas you have, for example, for your IA, or I don't know, for some sort of homework, for a presentation, whatever, just do that, because it will save you, again, time in the long run. And use your, then also use your teachers as resources. That might sound weird, but literally use your teachers as resources. Ask them questions, ask them for help. They know what the IB wants, so they are there to tell you, you need to know this for your IA, you need to know this for your EE, you need to know this for your exams. Ask your teacher for past papers if you can't find any online. Ask your teacher for good YouTubers. Ask your teacher for any sorts of things. Ask them questions. And yeah, don't think that this is like a sign of weakness. Think like the teachers are there for you, to help you and guide you through the IB. So literally ask them questions. They are there for you. To know that focus on progress more than perfection. And yes, I know this can be very difficult, but that is what I mean. By planning out your time equally, it will be so much easier than doing like 10 hours a day and focusing, being that on perfecting it, and then not doing doing 3 days nothing of schoolwork. You know what I mean? That is just, it's way more easier, and it will get you through your stuff so much easier. Then you also have to understand, if you're struggling with something, if you're struggling with your EE, well, I'm there too. I've been there a lot of times, and I get that. And you also have to understand that everyone is literally struggling, and it's okay to struggle. You can always like ask a teacher for help. You can ask a friend. You can ask a parent, for example. If you don't know if this wording is okay, then ask your friends to read it over. Ask your teachers, whatever. Ask your parents to read it over. Ask your siblings. Ask your pet. Yeah, whatever. Just like, yeah. Ask the DP2 students for advice. Luckily, we have gotten like a lot of tips from the DP2 students before we even started the DP1, so we were in DP1 by that time, but well, at the end of DP1, but yeah, basically they have been through everything that you've already been through then, through the first year, so they know how it works. They also know how to find the right past papers, because they've done like a year of DP1, and maybe even like, maybe you're asking them in the middle of like DP1, so they've been like doing IB for like 1.5 years. So they will definitely know websites to find past papers or how to study for a specific subject. They will know, so ask them and use them as your resources, because everything you can, use that as a resource. Go to a library, find a book there, use that as your study resource. Do everything you can to find like a resource you can study, or for your EE, whatever. Is to enjoy it while you can. Romanticize your studying, put on a candle while studying, make a good drink while studying, I don't know, watch a series of Gilmore Girls before you study, or whatever. Just find ways to motivate yourself to study, because honestly, like, discipline is so hard sometimes, and I get that. So what you can do is you can literally you set yourself up with a reward system and follow through with that. So for example, I don't know, you say like you're doing an hour of EE, okay, you can watch 1 episode of Gilmore Girls, or you can eat, I don't know, chocolate cake, whatever. Yeah, and just find different ways you can enjoy it. So yeah, these are basically the tips that I have for you guys. A lot of these tips I wish I knew earlier before I even started DP1, so I'm hoping this will help you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and bye.